Hi, I'm Gordon from All Moves UK. I'm the director as well as a director of the Association of Independent Movers. I'm here today with James from David James Estate Agents. Just going to go through some reasons why it's good as a consumer, a client, to look for the right mover, what to look for, peace of mind. Yes, there is many different varieties of services out there. It isn't regulated industry, but we try as an association to make it as regulated as possible and to a high standard. So, James, going to you now, as an industry, we've been working together for a while. What do you think a client should look for as in when they're picking the mover?
I think first and foremost they've got to look for a company that as an agency kind of reflects our values as well. Someone who's going to be professional. You want someone who's going to come out and make sure that you get an official quotation, full terms and conditions are set from the start, so that we're in a position where everybody knows what to expect. To make sure that there's provisions for health and safety, to make sure that there's the relevant insurances in place. Someone like yourself who does everything by the book is exactly what we're looking for.
I mean, like you say, terms and conditions are a very grey area in our industry. And Scott, the director of AIM as well, he's been working really hard with the Furniture Ombudsman, which now deals with all furniture industry. That's from DFS down to removals, anybody that sells furniture or carries furniture. So any sort of complaints now go to the Furniture Ombudsman, and we're the only ones now that have actually got our terms and conditions signed off by them as acceptable to the industry and to the consumer, which makes it fair, which is very important to the consumer, because it's not only protecting the remover, it's protecting the client as well.
Well, it's peace of mind.
It's peace of mind. And I should say, like, being accredited, being regularly, yearly inspected, making sure your staff's fully trained.
Yeah.
I think doing the homework of looking at them online, because a lot of people don't trust reviews.
Mm-hmm.
We're with which trusted trader, we've got the highest reviews in the industry, in our industry anyway. Now, people don't trust reviews for some reason, but which is quite good because it's a consumer base.
Yeah, of course.
They really go and check to make sure any of the reviews are genuine. But again, people don't trust reviews for some reason. They just think someone's sitting there writing them up. This is why we've started doing video reviews.
Absolutely, but yeah, you can't beat
it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
So when people hear, "Oh, I'll move with these guys, they're doing a great job," you can't get any better. And people like watching the bit of fun on reviews and video clips as well. So, and I think it's the new way forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been talking to Which as well. Again, they're looking at probably implementing this to their sites for everyone in all the tradesmen. So accreditation's important. Finding a local mover, would you say, is important?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people will move nationally, but the majority of people always still move locally. So having a mover that knows their local area, having somebody that they feel that is on hand, has a local address, someone that they know can come out and visit them personally, it's not a franchise, you're dealing with the people who are going to move you. I think that really builds the integrity of the removal company.
And do you find that, obviously, we've done hundreds of moves with you guys now, with your clients, do you find some of the nightmare stories you've heard from clients of using Joe Blogs?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it all comes down to value.
Yeah.
I mean, value is one of those things where it's not about who's going to do it for the cheapest amount of money. It's who's going to do it for a fair price and give you a professional job and make sure that the client has everything they need from both the before removal day and moving day itself. And that isn't always the cheapest one out there.
Well, yeah, I've got an old saying, going cheap can cost you more.
Absolutely.
In the long run, if you haven't got the right people doing the right job. And I think, the problem with our industry in the removals is it's not regulated, it's not qualified as a trade as such, and we're trying very hard to get the government to say, hey, this is a trade. We have operators license, we have lorries to run 6 weekly checks, training, health and safety. COVID implemented now into it as well, but we're still not recognised as a trade. So until we're sort of recognised by being an AIM member and being regulated, checked every year, making sure you've got everything in place from terms and conditions, you're compliant, we're trying to make it our own regulations and making sure that anybody that chooses an A member will get a quality service done at a very stress-free, well, as stress-free as possible. It's really down to people, solicitors more than anything.
Well, true.
The time dates up, but we, that's the aim, is to make it an experience, a good experience rather than a bad experience.
Yeah, and I think, as you say, we talk about peace of mind. It makes the client more confident in making the right choice when they know that the removal company that they're choosing is backed by accreditation such as AIM, and they've got all the right protocols and principles in place to make sure they're going to get a proper job.
So we've been working now for a few years now together. How would you feel now talking to me when I start talking to other members of our association about approaching reputable estate agents like yourself? I mean, I was very sceptical at first of actually
Working together
because I had the cliche, estate agents would sell the granny.
Yeah.
But to me, you're one of the most honest estate agents I know, and I'll be honest there, through experience and feedback I get from people. But how important do you think that is for removal companies to build a relationship with a reputable, honest estate agent in their areas?
To be fair, when it comes down to somebody who's moving, the seller, they've already made a decision to place their trust in us as the agent to sell their property. And to a varying degree, the buyer does the same thing, but obviously they don't choose the agent selling the property.
Yeah.
However, over the course of our working relationship with both the seller and the buyer, we build trust. And therefore, as an extension of that, when we then suggest to either the seller or the buyer, look, we really recommend these people are going to do a great job for you. If they trust us in the job that we're doing, then they're very much likely to take our recommendation to either use solicitors, surveyors, removal companies. So for somebody who's really sceptical about getting involved with an estate agent, what I'd probably say is that do your research. It's not every estate agent is the same.
Definitely not.
And it's from the perspective of, if you have a good partnership with one good agent in your local area, you'll find yourself in a situation where, hopefully with some bit of hard work to set it up and get it in motion. But you should
being accredited with AIM as well, they've got something on paper to say to that estate agent, look, this is the standard of work that I do.
Completely.
I'm compliant with staff are trained, uniformed, good standard vehicles. Give us a go.
Yep.
Get your feedback from them clients, and hopefully they can build a relationship up. And I think with the next few years is going to be an interesting few years in our industry.
Yeah, agreed.
It's been a weird 18 months, but obviously now we're coming out of this stamp duty. I'm really looking forward to that. A bit of downtime, but yeah, I think it's important to build relationships up and work together, because I think that's where you're going to succeed.
Yeah, no, completely agree.
Well, thanks for the interview.
Pleasure.
And I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Thank you. Bye.